Hey, a lot of people make their buying decision of their house around good school district, how far from work, what square feet could I get? But that's not location freedom.
That's right. And in this clip that we're going to share with you, we talked to our students about real location freedom. That is actually being able to find your dream vista, your dream location in the world and build a business that supports you in creating that for your life. Check it out.
Check it out.
Can the location you choose for a house also be part of brand or business? Now that isn't right for everybody, but I put it on the table because it might be right for one of you. And we have found no better blessing than being like, where we live is an experience, an escape, a destination for people, an experience. And it allows us to share a part of the world, share the fruits of the labor of this valley with others. So our actual location freedom has become part of purpose because we're like, this is one of the best wine regions in the world that people do not know about. So purpose has now also become to share that with others, and it lights us up. It's how we got those two Mormons to drink wine. They're like, they're like, are we missing something? You guys are so passionate about this thing, and we're just like, no, we just love it. Mm-hmm. That, if you can figure out how that works in your business, it's just a fun nuance, a creative nuance that allows you to be like, what can I do? Mm-hmm. What can I do here? Another element of it is culture. And I think today this is such an important one because we don't often think about, well, this wasn't really relevant until we started having kids, that I'm like, who do I want my kids raised around and what's the culture of the place? Why we're deciding that part of our business in life is for us to be able to live in Sicily 1 to 2 months a year is because I'm like, the Sicilians are still a little old world. Like, they're still this almost every freaking day.
Grandmas
Family
are still
every day.
at the table,
Grandmas are
rolling
still just rolling up pasta, and that's their whole day and whatnot. That I'm like, the culture of the land, the culture of the place can add a very fabric to the everyday that gives it another level of meaning and purpose and significance, story even, that I'm like, okay, these farmers and their culture of wine, food, I gotta work hard, my hands in the dirt kind of thing. I'm like, I want Luca raised around that. And if I can choose that, like why, for me, this was just a personal thing, Santa Monica and Venice became tough is because we're like, okay, Luca has to deal with bum who shits in backyard. That wasn't giving me the culture I necessarily wanted Luca around there. That we're like, now that it's family time, we have to think differently about where we're moving or for what we want in our lives and the very culture that we want around them. Why we want to take him to Sicily is because I want him to be around his cousins and I want him to be around people that are talking Italian so he can learn another language and he can see where I'm like, yo, do you see how these people live? This is the old world, and in a new world that is not on a good pace for way we're trying to like burn through people and social media and all that. I'm like, you won't have that here. You'll be at the table in villas, dealing with cousins. This one, like 19 little cousins running around. That's what I want you, the culture I want you raised around. And the people there that are still like, we're building this, this part of our brand is in a partnership with Alessandro that you meet tonight. It's called the Passport to Sicily, where we're taking people to Sicily and we got a full catered like experience that they have to do nothing besides say, I want to go to Sicily. Otherwise we're like, get your ticket, we got everything. But there, we want to remind people that the culture there, you're going to be able to walk around and be like have like a thing, like I'm a member of the and people be like, oh, you're here with Alessandro Vito, come in my house, come inside, let's sit down, a limoncello, che cosa vuoi, un gelato, like that. We want people to remember that as a way of living so that we can impact the very generations coming up. Because we believe we bring the old world back, we can fix a little bit of the way this new world is going.
Yeah.
Where's that for you?
Yeah.
Where's that culture that you're like, yo, I love what this culture represents? And what the association of the other people will help create impact and value and lessons, principles, ways of living to the people you bring there that adds to them as well. That's why you're like, it ain't just me that has to do the teaching and the show and the thing. I'm like, my grandmother can say something, an aunt can say something, can remind my son like, Nothing's more important than family. And it's not him just hearing that from me, but he's hearing that from other people around him, because the culture of that area helps raise the next generation or other people in values that we believe are important. Now, it just depends on what values you are like, these are the ones that I want others to impart. Where is that for you? It's another layer, right?
And when Vito and I were thinking about our dream home, and many of you might be thinking, where do I want to really plant my freaking stake in the ground, right? We never thought about Temecula because I limited my vision by what I was doing then. I was like, my job is in LA, so we got to be around LA. And when I finally let go of the fact that the short term, where I am, what I'm doing, is what I need to be around, I was like, wait, in the next 5 years, I'm not going to be doing any of that. Right? So what will I want in 5 years? So even think about, where's the location I want to be in 5 years? Can I make some sacrifices to start moving there? And I drove to LA, I commuted for a year and a half, I was pregnant, I was, having to pee every 30 minutes on the way to LA, it was a 4-hour drive sometimes in traffic. But I was like, Vito, I really love Temecula and I see us being there. And even though I work in LA and I have to be here, it's okay, because I'll sacrifice that right now for the long-term vision that we have with our family and with our business and all of that. So maybe you're thinking right now, well, I can't really go there because right now I'm here. But release that and say, well, where am I gonna be in 5 years? So then where could I live in 5 years? And can I start that process somehow? That's just something else to think about. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, consider hitting the like button below.
And if you want to know how to go and build an online coaching brand that can do $500,000 plus with under 100 people, so you don't have to live on social media, we created a free training that you can access just by hitting the link in the description below.